Your finances are personal, they're private, they're confidential, no one knows them, okay? You're the only one that knows how to log in, what the login information is, how to log into your accounts, even where the accounts are, how much is in them. So if that's all private, how can anyone come in and pick up the pieces if something happens to you and you need them to? Wow, I've got that help, some advice coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Corhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. This might be the most important Next Wise Step video that we've done to date. And really it's because of such an emotional and challenging reality, right? Your finances are private. They're confidential. No one knows. No one knows. I mean, certainly it's not something you talk about at Thanksgiving dinner, right? Your parents, your kids, your relatives, your brother and sister know what? You're not talking about your finances. You're not airing that out. Your neighbors, right? That's all confidential. And then because of privacy laws and HIPAA and all that sort of stuff, you've got to keep this stuff private. And a lot of times, if you're married in a relationship, one person is kind of carrying the burden of managing all the finances, paying the bills, knowing where everything's at. And the other person typically is out of the loop, doesn't even know how to log in, doesn't even know where stuff is, doesn't know how to log in. And then, the icing on the cake is all of the identity theft stuff, right? Where you've got to keep this stuff private. Like I can barely remember my own passwords because you got to make sure everything changes every 90 days and it's all secure and you're not storing this sort of stuff on your phone and easy to remember and that sort of stuff because you could be easily the victim of identity theft. So what happens when all this private, secret, really important financial information is needed by someone else because something suddenly happens to you? How can your loved ones pick up the financial pieces if you either have a health emergency or you suddenly pass away? I mean, all of this that you're managing, these finances, they have a life beyond you and they're there for other people, right? So how do you make sure that they're able to pick up the pieces effectively, efficiency, and without great financial stress and strain during what would be an emotional, challenging, probably the most awful circumstances ever? Well, I've got 3 ideas that I want to share with you. And again, these are actionable right now, which again lines right up with the whole spirit of this channel, taking your next wise step in your financial life. So the very first one is obviously so much of your financial life is online. And we're not going backwards. I mean, that's a trend. It's here to stay. And so you've got to be able to access your accounts online. For most of us, I know there's still some out there that say, no, I do not want online access. Well, that's the way the world is going. And so I get the reasons why you might want to hold off or delay as long as possible. But for most of us, it's just a reality. And so capturing those your login information and making sure they're up to date is a critical component of someone being able to, your loved ones, being able to step into your place and carry on your finances if something happens to you. Okay, so how would you do that? How do you store your passwords? Well, to me, we'd recommend using a secure encrypted password storage vault, okay? Like LastPass, that's the one that I use, something like LastPass, where it's not just a fly-by-night company, it's not just a off the cuff or on a whim financial tool, and most importantly, it's not with a company that's been sitting on Capitol Hill being grilled for their antitrust and for how they share your data with other people, right? So to me, this is a viable solution is not just having it auto-saved on your iPhone or auto-saved within Google Chrome or something like that. I would use a secure and encrypted password storage vault where it's their job. It's this company's job. That's all they do is have a secure spot where your passwords and everything is kept. Now, for a long time, I was very nervous about this because I thought, well, wait a second. You should have multiple passwords and different passwords for all these different things. So how much sense does it make to then put all of that information behind the door of one password, right? If multiple passwords and all this other stuff is really beneficial, so if someone gets access to one area, they're not going to take down the whole thing like dominoes. Why would you put all that information behind one password? And I would tell you, look into LastPass, look into these online or these password storage vaults, because there's multi-layered protections in place to ensure that your information is safe. So however this system is, and this isn't an advertisement for LastPass or those sorts of things, I'm just saying that seems like a preferred and more sustainable, more realistic option than just putting it on Excel or putting it on a piece of paper somewhere. If you are using it, okay, you don't need to tell your loved ones what your password is. Just tell them, hey, I've got everything stored in LastPass, okay? Here's how you would access it. Go to LastPass and whatever. You don't need to tell them your login information. They'd be able to figure that out or work with LastPass or whatever to figure that out if something happens to you. If you're using an Excel sheet, if you're using a Word document, if you're just writing it down, that's fine. Make sure it stays up to date, and then make sure your loved ones know that such document exists and how to find it. All right? So that's online passwords, online storage. Next, if someone suddenly has to step into your place and carry on your finances because you're unable to, knowing where everything is, I cannot tell you how valuable that is. If you've ever lost a loved one, say a parent, because parents are not sharing their financial information with their kids, that's a private thing. And so if you've suddenly ever lost a parent and you now are sifting through drawers and safes and calling different banks and looking at tax returns, basically it's like a game of Clue. It's like you've got to be a detective, and that can be extremely time-consuming, frustrating, cumbersome at a time when you're emotionally tapped out. And so what's a way to prevent this? Have a financial inventory, okay? Having an accurate and up-to-date net worth statement, or what we say often is your financial life needs to be decisionable at all times, meaning you need to have your financial life organized and structured and housed in one place so that anytime if something happens or a big decision comes up, you can look at everything and say, okay, this decision or this situation impacts this, and this. I can see where each of those are at. I can see the amounts. Okay, the best decision is bam, this. Well, same thing if you're planning for contingencies, right? That same financial inventory that I've got my bank accounts listed here. I've got these bank accounts here, these investment accounts here. I've got loans at these places. I've got life insurance here. I've got insurance here. I've got assets here. I've got property here. All of that listed and spelled out in one spot. Wow, there's no more detective work. You know exactly where things are and how much, and you can then take action, okay? Whoever is stepping in to fill in your shoes if something happens to you, they know exactly where things are and what it is, okay? The system that we use here at Korhorn Financial Group is Wealth Vision 360, okay? That's a tool where your entire financial life is there, right there, and it's all secured and encrypted and all that sort of stuff too. Plus, it's non-transactional, so it's not like someone could log in and withdraw money or whatever. It's just a place to see a structure of your financial life all in one spot. All of your assets, investment accounts and cash accounts, those sorts of things, college accounts, property, liabilities, all that sort of stuff, and insurances. And then it's kept up to date on an ongoing basis every single day, making sure that the account values and everything is up to date. So if you had that, all you would need to do is inform your loved ones, hey, I've got my entire financial life set up, bam, on this system. And so anything happens to me, I'm not telling you where things are right now, whatever, anything happens to me, get access to this system and you're going to see where everything is. You'll know exactly what to do. And then third is you want to make sure that your loved ones have the authority to act on your behalf. Again, this is HIPAA and privacy laws. Have the authority to act on your behalf and know your intentions, know your wishes, all right? So what am I talking about? The authority comes from, so make sure you've got the right legal documents, the right estate plan. And most people hear estate plan, they think will. Okay, you do need a will that does say, here are my wishes, right? Here's who I want to receive what and who's in charge. Got it. Makes sense. So you do need that, but that's not enough. It's not enough because you've got to authorize certain individuals to carry on your finances or make decisions on your behalf. Those are powers of attorney. Durable or financial powers of attorney, that's where you're giving someone permission, legal permission to, hey, if I'm in a coma, or if I'm unable to act on my own behalf, this person has the authority to do so. All right, now there's a couple ways you can set that up. You can say this person immediately, as soon as I sign this power of attorney, they've got the authority, okay? And you often want to do that with a spouse so that, if you're out of the country or whatever, they can, carry things on for you or whatever, okay? The other way to set it up is springing, meaning I sign this document, but this person doesn't have authorization to act on my behalf unless you can prove that I'm not able to act on my own behalf. Okay, a lot of people like that option as well. So you've got to make sure that you have provided the right authorization, authority to the individuals that you want to carry on your finances, pick up the pieces, take some action, and that they know your wishes. So that's having a will, having the right powers of attorney, and then also having the right beneficiaries on the account, the right ownership structure as well. And then the fourth way to plan for this risk is the all-encompassing one. This is the one solution that provides all the other solutions as well in and of itself. And that is having a comprehensive financial planning relationship with a certified financial planner. And those are big words. I say them all the time on this channel, but we have served people who are extremely capable, a lot smarter than me. We have served as their certified financial planner simply because they want to have someone collaborative working with them, giving them advice and giving them a second opinion on their finances. And then they want to know if something happens to them, there's someone that already they trust, someone knows their financial life as well or better than them and can help pick up the pieces and help things transition to their loved ones. That's one of the roles of your certified financial planner. If your CFP is just selling you an investment, just manages an investment account, they don't know anything else about the rest of your financial life, they're not doing comprehensive financial planning for you, and they're not going to be able to offer this benefit to you. But if you're doing comprehensive financial planning, you've hired a CFP, a fiduciary, someone you trust, and you're looking at all 6 areas of your financial life with them, and then they're going to set up that financial inventory, that Wealth Vision 360 for you. They're going to know not what your passwords are, but they're going to know where your accounts are and how to access them, and they're going to ensure that you've got the right legal document so that when you go to access those accounts, you'll know exactly where they are, how much is there, and then you'll have the express authority to say, all right, yep, I know something's happened to Sam. I'm stepping in as his power of attorney and, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Your certified financial planner relieves that stress, provides that clarity and that confidence, okay? And they're the solution. A relationship with a certified financial planner who's doing comprehensive financial planning provides all of the other solutions as well. So, do you have a CFP on your team? Is that a benefit? Is this a concern that keeps you up at night? Do you have a plan in place that all of your confidential, private, personal, financial life, if something happened to you tomorrow and you needed someone to carry this on for you, is someone equipped to do so? Would they even know what to do? Talk to your certified financial planner. If you don't have one, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.